from the 26 districts and from Fulton and Marietta City that we can use in the future as we go back to that conversation about differentiated pay for teachers. So what will be the final results of having RT3 funding? Race to the Top funding gave us the opportunity in Georgia, at a time when the state and local resources were diminishing, to develop and pilot some great initiatives. I said all along to the governor, to the State Department, to people in Muskogee County when I worked there and we were just thinking about Race to the Top, we cannot spend $400 million of taxpayers' money and look the same at the end of it. We cannot do that, and we will not. Just last month, we were meeting with some superintendents from Race to the Top districts, and they assured us that Georgia's students will benefit from our having this grant. It's been hard. The work is not done yet, but we are going to make a difference for students, and we're going to use this money the best possible way. Principals and teachers tell us that, yes, the work is hard and it's time-consuming, but the conversations that are occurring with the implementation of TEKS and LEAKS are the most valuable professional dialogue they've ever had. We are hearing that over and over again. The longitudinal data system offers teachers the data and the resources to individualize student learning. We believe that Georgia's Common Core, Georgia's performance standards are robust, and the implementation will continue to be strengthened. And we will have mechanisms in place to keep our most effective teachers in the classroom and reward them for their work through a tiered certification approach. So, are we there yet? No. Race to the Top has not just provided funding to the 26 partner in districts who have worked tirelessly to provide input and to pilot the TEKS and LEAKS system, but also served as partners to move the initiatives forward. But Race to the Top has provided the frameworks, the units, the training, and the resources to every district in the state so that we can uniformly implement CCGPS. Race to the Top has provided the funding to develop the longitudinal data system for every district in the state. Race to the Top has provided the funding for developing, piloting, training, and implementing the new teacher and leader evaluation system, and will provide the funding for the training for all the rest of the districts next year so that you will be ready to implement in 14-15. So where will we see the results of all of this? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Moving away from a one-time measure of student achievement to which schools and districts were rated, we now have moved to an index score on which districts and schools receive their rating, not only on student achievement, but on growth of their students, on progress on closing the achievement gap, with points added for all of those other services you provide students that make a terrific impact on how well they are prepared for the future. All of these initiatives fit together. They are all important aspects of moving Georgia forward. These are not Race to the Top initiatives. These are Georgia's educational initiatives, and Race to the Top has provided the funding source for us to move them forward. And I hope this has given you an understanding of how the pieces of this puzzle fit together. This afternoon, we will begin the Race to the Top Summit. If you haven't registered to attend, it's not too late. You can still register and join us. We will have practitioners talking about how they've implemented the Common Core GPS, how they have implemented TEKS and LEAKS and managed that in their district, including student learning objectives. You will hear more about LDS and many more sessions that have statewide appeal and impact. The questions we are attempting to answer are not new. What do we teach? Common Core GPS. How do we monitor it? Formative and benchmark assessments. How do we hold our human capital accountable? TEKS and LEAKS. And what about the other forces that impact us over which we have some control? Data collection and use, improved teacher prep program. So guess what, you cats? Change is a-coming. Let's embrace it and strengthen Georgia's educational system, pre-K through the university. Thank you so much for your attentiveness, and Clara, Keith, and the other members of the implementation team and I will be around the rest of the conference, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much for your attentiveness.